most traders lose money before the trade even begins because they either jump in too early or wait so long they miss it completely. In this live session, I'll show you the exact timing formula I use to enter trades with confidence. Let's get started. Okay, let's talk about trade entries. You would start off by say identifying a trend. Maybe a trend is trending up, then pull back down and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. It's always where you start from, right? Then you look for things like, okay, here it's going to be a support and resistance in this area. Therefore, I should look for areas to, or opportunities or signals that will suggest that I should take a trade, right? Mm-hmm. All those things.
Yeah.
But rule number one is it must be trending either up or down.
Or down.
Yes. Otherwise, if you take a trade on something that you see, that's why I'm saying if it's a range, make sure it's broken the range. You're taking it, when it retests the range and all of that. But the whole idea is to get a bias that the market is already trending up. For example, in our case here, that is a huge information. By default, that will give you an upper hand already, right?
Yeah.
Then now the focus will be here. What happens here, basically?
Yeah.
Because now it already did the pullback.
Yes.
Then what happens here? That's always the focus. This is where now.
It could reverse, isn't it?
Yeah, it can do whatever here, right? This is where now you put forward your signals to say, okay, what am I looking at? Am I looking at a pin bar? Am I looking at a candle? Am I looking at some kind of signal, right?
Yeah.
But I usually say that is a little bit forward. We need to take a step back, right? We've seen that the market did trend. It's trending up. We can see that, right?
Yes.
Up direction, right? But we need to look into this area here. You see this area here is very, very, very interesting. The pullback area before we even take a trade. So that's why I'm saying there is some information that you need to look at before you even take a trade. Yes. Otherwise, you will take a trade that is in the wrong market condition, right? So we need to make sure that when the market pulls back here, it gives us clues or it gives us confirmation as it comes down that, you know what, you can take. So we need to get some clues from the pullback itself.
The pullback itself.
Yeah, now this is before we even look at the market entry where it reaches the support or resistance.
Yes.
Right? So then this is what we need to do. By the way, if you are struggling with money management in trading and have some winning trades, but you end up not being profitable, then I've made a free PDF guide to fix that. Just email me, send me the guide. My email is in the description below. Back to the video. What we need to do, we need to focus onto that. So there are many ways that a pullback can happen.
Yeah.
So the pullback happen in different ways. Sometimes you get a pullback that goes sharp, basically. Boom. Let's say it was going up.
Yeah.
Then the pullback is like sharp. Or maybe in this fashion, let's say the market was going up, then you're getting that pullback. You find that the pullback doesn't have any struggling area. It comes down in a very strong manner.
Yes.
That is dangerous. That means as much as it's an up direction, like we concluded from here, but this pullback here is very, very strong, right? Now, you almost like need to die down. You need to see the struggle that there's actually a lot of traders are not interested in the opposite direction. They're still interested in the uptrend itself.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you look into the pullback, right, this is what you should look for. let's say we look into that pullback, right? This is what you should look for.
Which candles are strong, or
Yes,
that's something
yes,
that you look for.
yeah,
Which candle are strong? Is it the uptrend dying down?
yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you should look almost at these candles, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a pullback, this is what you want to see, right? You want to see the candles that happen here in this area.
Yes.
They should be very, very strong, right? And the volume of these candles here should be very, very strong, right?
Strong. Yeah.
Then that will mean that, yes, first of all, the swing of that pullback has buyers, and buyers that are sure that the market
They
is
still
going,
want to go take
yeah,
the
it's still,
market up.
exactly. So now what you want is the pullback area. When you look at both the candles and the volume,
Yes.
this one should be lower.
Yeah.
You should see those struggle, like you should see a smaller trend that is happening there. Yes.
Yes.
Then that will give you a clue that, okay, whatever signal I see here, the chances of it working are very, very high now, because the sellers in this regard are very weak. You know? So basically, that will be the sign ahead of you seeing any signal. So now, what now you need to pay attention to is this area where you have reached your support, right?
Yes.
Or your resistance, depending which side of the market is going. So from that area now, this is where you look for signal. What do you look for here? And should you be too strict?
Yeah.
Because this is where people become too strict. They end up not taking a trade, or they take a trade quick enough, right?
Is that where you look for the order block?
You can look for those things, right?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be too strict. Otherwise, you end up not taking a trade. So your system shouldn't be very niche.
Focusing on one.
Yeah, I need to make sure, like, because sometimes the market is random. You might never go a perfect pin bar like with the one that you learned on the textbook.
Yes.
Like the market is very, very random, so it's very hard to see exactly the same pattern that you have
Same
seen.
pattern.
That's very, very uncommon, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, instead of you looking for pin bars in this area, you can look for simple candles, like a bullish candle with a tail.
With a tail.
Yeah. Why? Because a tail gives you information that the buyers are stronger. Basically, that's what the tail is saying.
Yeah.
Buyers are stronger. Right? That's what the tail is saying to you. So now you don't need to be too strict. No, I want to see a pin bar. No, I want to see a candle like this. Any candle, as long as you understand what that means in that candle, will be very powerful. Will be usable in this instance. That's why you can see your types of candles you were mentioning. But just make sure whatever you are doing, there's a tail below it. It can be a candle like this. Maybe it can be an inside bar or some kind. You don't need to be strict here. Too strict. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not gonna trade. You're gonna end up not trading.
Yeah.
All you need to take care of is that to make sure all you need to make sure that is checking out, right? Is that you have a support and resistance, that you have a low strength pullback. Basically, the pullback is low compared to the swing of that pullback, and you are seeing a candle that is pushing up, that is showing the tails, or you are seeing a signal that is suggesting that the market is going to go up. That's all you need. You don't need to be, to be strict here. No, I want to see a pin bar. If the pin any candle with a tail will almost yield a signal that you can go in. At the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen in this level. That's the truth. So you want to take as much of these trades with the correct money management so that at the end of the day you are profitable. That's why now you need things like money management on point. You need to take 2 times the risk. Very important. So you do all those things in addition to the signals that you look for. You just make them more stronger.
Yeah.
So that's a very much the information that you need to be aware of. Otherwise, you're going to end up taking fewer trades and not knowing how many trades to take and all of that.